Hello and welcome. There's a lot of hate that I have for this company. There's a lot of sadness that I feel for these employees. So anyway, we're talking about TRION. If you don't know who TRION is a publisher that published one of, and most of our opinions, most of the people that play MMORPGs, one thing that many of us can all agree on is that ArcheAge was one of the best MMORPGs out there and had potential to be the best. If not the best, then close to it. It had so many different unique features to explore and mess around with, the game could never really get boring. But we had a company that was very greedy, very money hungry, and in the end ruined it. They seem to prioritize profit over retention. So in the end, ArcheAge is kind of a dead game now. I've logged on recently and I see that Nation Chat was only used maybe 2 times within 4 hours. Someone can argue, oh well, that's just that server. This was before the recent merge, so the game is probably more active, or seems more active now, because a few servers have merged together, which I think is a good thing for the game anyway. But we all know that ArcheAge has went extremely downhill, took a huge landslide in player base, and it's just very sad to see such a good game get to this point. And a lot of us have PTSD with ArcheAge, or not ArcheAge, but with TRION. So anything published by TRION, by default, most of us players who know what happened to ArcheAge just wouldn't give that game a real chance, because we know what's going to happen to it. Luckily, TRION hasn't published anything really good to, hook us MMO players in the recent years. But yes, TRION. This company has destroyed one of our favorite games. Now, I'm not going to place all the blame on TRION, because XL Games does indeed play a part in all of this. Sometimes the publishers want to make a change that will benefit the players and will show that they care, but the developers are like, hell no. So recently, TRION has been bought out by Gamigo. Gamigo is a company that also merged with Area Games. Area Games also doesn't have a good track record. It's almost as if all these publishers that manage MMOs don't have good track records. I guess it's really hard to be a good publisher these days. Even looking at some of these written by anonymous employees that discuss companies they've worked for at glassdoor.com. This first one I can't really trust. Either the person has bad grammar, or English isn't their first language, or maybe they're just trolling because advice to management get lost. That just doesn't seem very professional. Now this person right here, as you can see, some of the pros: great selection of games, fast response to billing, but cons: profit is the priority at any and all expenses. Anyway, Area Games, a lot of people twist their face at just hearing that. Well, Area Games merged with Gamigo. Even in this first not really trustworthy review, they say after being bought by Gamigo, it pretty much became a zombie company, whatever that means. But with Gamigo managing some of the games that were already being managed by a company that people didn't like, nothing really changed. And now Gamigo is buying TRION. For the TRION situation, this means that we can see Gamigo now take over those contracts with the developers TRION worked with, like XL Games, and keep ArcheAge and the other old TRION games running. Or this could mean that those contracts will now be gone to the void, and we'll see ArcheAge just disappear, some of those other games disappear, or be published by other companies. If Gamigo just takes over all the contracts, I don't think anything is going to change at all. They'll probably continue with the same pay to win, the same cash shops, probably seeing how they can continue to milk these games. However, if ArcheAge was to fall into the void and another company was to publish it, and let's just say it lost all of its player data, which would be horrible for a lot of people, but this new company decided, we're going to publish it, and we're going to start these fresh servers, and we're going to make ArcheAge how it should have been. Man, could you imagine just how amazing that would be? But that's just a dream, We could also dream that Gamigo could maybe do something to start fresh, but highly doubt that. Here's an article from a website called mmofallout.com, and if you guys check the description of this video, you can see more information on what I'm talking about, the court documents and all that. 1 week ago, we learned that TRION Worlds has been acquired by Gamigo with at least 75% of the staff laid out. MMO Fallout has come across a document describing that TRION Worlds has disbanded, all of its employees have been terminated, and its directors are gone. So this kind of sucks for the people that worked at TRION, because as much as we like to blame TRION for ruining our game, those individual employees aren't really at fault. Some of them are just doing their job. Maybe the higher ups have a say, but those beneath them, they're just working their 9 to 5, trying to make a check. They just happen to be working for a company with a bad reputation. So for these guys to just get laid off, that really sucks. Like, I feel for them. I actually feel bad for them. But for the company itself, for that name, for those that did make the shit situations, shame on you. Now, I'm still in the dark here on what's going to happen with everything else, but as you can see, games are still functioning, continuing, servers are still up, so we don't know what's going to happen. I just find this interesting because all of a sudden TRION is just terminated, just out of the blue. So yeah, there's your news, guys. There is your news on this situation. One bad company out the way, and the possible introduction of a slightly better company or much worse company, Gamigo. I haven't done too much research on these guys, haven't really played any of the games they've published. I think some of the area games, but games like Aura Kingdom and Twin Saga are decent, but not really immersive games for me. I never really took them serious. Not serious enough to really care about the cash shop or put a lot of dedication and time into those games. So I haven't really had experience with Gamigo. If you guys have heard anything horrible about them, let me know. Were any of you playing games before the publishers of that game merged or was bought out by Gamigo? Did anything change? Did things seem to get worse? If so, let us know in the comments section, because I'm sure people are down there checking around. But with that being said, what do you guys think about this situation? Let me know, and I will catch you in the next video. See you soon, friends.